Hi, friends. What is going on up in here? Right here, right in here, right in here. Happy little Tuesday. For it must be a Tuesday. It's always a Tuesday.
Feels like Wednesday.
Why are we doing this again?
I don't know.
Last week, you were on Thursday, you were like, it feels like a Friday.
Yeah, my days are all messed up, man. I don't like it.
And I ended up being on a phone call on my way home from the show with a buddy who I knew was going out of town on the weekend. And I said to him as we were hanging up, I was like, well, have a great time at the beach this weekend. He was like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, whoopsies.
I don't know, man. My days.
Whoopsies.
People think it's a running bit. It's not a bit. I just don't know days. My days are always just jacked up.
I'm really excited. My kids come home tomorrow. They have been with their Faja in Costa Rica. And school starts next Tuesday in old Vancouver School District. And I feel like once I get the kids back and they're in school, my days of the week will become a lot more predictable, lot more defined.
Yeah.
Yes, as a great phrase for that. Yeah. And I am feeling a lot more comfortable and ready to rumble because of it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, not something I have to deal with, so just kind of that's probably what keeps me just kind of like, hey, whatever, man, golf.
Yeah, if you didn't do this show and you like just did Blazers, days of the week would not matter.
No, they don't.
They wouldn't matter.
They don't exist.
Because you don't always have a game on Saturday, right?
No,
but you'll have one on Saturday or Sunday, just not both usually.
Yeah. So was it the second or third year of Outsiders? I was just doing TV in that period because I stopped taking contracts at that point in time. So that's what I had. Like during that 6-month period, that's all I did, and days did not matter. It just didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I was unemployed for a little bit before I took this job, and that after like 3 weeks got a really real dicey around the house.
Oh, dude, yeah, no,
because
100%.
it was summertime, and so the kids weren't in school, and the wife wasn't working because she works preschool, but she went back to work today for the first time. So maybe my structure starts today.
There you go. Yeah, no, I had a 3-week period between the job that I was working as the logistics director at the manufacturing place and here. And I had signed the contract and all that kind of stuff, but it took like 3 weeks for everything to process. And I was like, hey, should I put in my 2 weeks? Like, yeah, no, we're good. And then a week, and then 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks. And I'm just like, all right, cool. And I had nothing to do for 3 weeks because it was June.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
My last job that I quit, I put in a 30-day notice.
Ooh.
I'm a 30-day notice kind of guy. And I got a call from my big boss, and she was like, you know what? You're done.
Oh.
We're going to pay you out, and you don't have to go back to work.
Nice.
I was like, sweet.
My boss there, great dude. I was doing TV at the same time then, too, and he watched the show and big Blazers fan, and I told him, like, hey, if this opportunity comes up, this will be the thing that I leave here for. Because, again, this is a job that I took during COVID.
Sure.
It wasn't something I planned on doing for a very long time. It was like, I'll be here for a couple of years, probably, because COVID, we didn't know. And then this came up, and I told him, like, oh, hey, the offer I told you about, it came. He's like, dude, that's awesome. He goes, when do you need to go? And I was like, well, how much time do you want? He goes, just give me whatever. He was really, really cool about it. And it was like, when it came time, and they told me here, like, hey, let's transition, I gave the 2 weeks, and then corporate, took their time with stuff.
This place has always been really good to me when I didn't have a job. Like I learned, I cross-trained to produce.
There you go.
Once because I didn't have a job, and I produced
ones and twos.
On the ones and twos. I did AJ and Dusty.
There you go.
I was Dusty's producer for like 6 weeks. Will Darkins was on paternity leave.
There you go.
For his first child. Congrats to Will and his family on their second child. Appropriately named after Luke Anderson.
There you go.
Another time, one time, like I got 5 hosting gigs in 3 weeks.
No, there you go.
And it was like, all right. And I got grandfathered in, so I was fortunately making a lot more hourly than some of our part-timers were.
It'll happen.
I'm pretty sure if I didn't get this job, I was going to get fired. They were like, that guy?
Yeah,
we pay that guy how much?
Yeah,
no, thank you.
Yeah, hard pass. This is the total random.
And then this time I was unemployed, and, Dusty made the worst choice of his life and hired me.
I mean, first choice, too.
It's brutal, dude.
That's a tough one to live down.
It's brutal.
Jeff Austin had his last decision was me.
Also brutal.
Right? It's tough.
But at least he goes out in a blaze of glory.
Right.
He's like, see you, suckers.
You're stuck with him. Ha, you got a new
He
contract.
goes walking out of the building like the Joker with the hospital.
Yeah,
people
dude,
waiting
just
behind
flicks
him.
a cigarette.
Enjoy, guys.
Adios, muchachos.
Enjoy him. He just signed a new deal. Suck it. But no, this is a totally random thing. I wondered if this happens to you guys. Is there a food that is out there that you don't eat often?
Uh-oh. I have no idea where this is going.
Because this is what it happened to me yesterday, where when that particular craving hits, like you have to go get it. Because I got done at the gym yesterday. I don't know why, but as I'm pulling out of the parking lot of the gym, sushi. I have to have sushi right now.
You know, I don't think I have any full cravings. I mean, like, I will eat tacos every day, all day. I will eat tacos all day, every day. That's tacos and, like, pho. Like, I really love Viet food. So I'll get after those at any time.
But foods that are outside of your normal consumption, that when you get a craving for it. Because if I could, in a perfect world, I would probably have sushi at least once a month.
Yeah.
Because I love sushi.
My wife really loves Italian food.
Okay.
And it's not that I dislike Italian food, but I don't crave it as much as she does. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's pasta of some sort.
Okay.
I really love carbonara, and she makes carbonara for me, and it's absolutely delicious, but I don't have it a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that. Maybe when I'm really hankering, I choose carbonara.
There you go.
It's like poor people food, poor people Italian food that's become bougie.
The other day when I was home alone because the wife and kids were gone all last week, I just all of a sudden had a hankering for a tuna sandwich.
Okay.
I don't know why. Doesn't happen much. But
Yeah.
all of a sudden I was like, I'm going to have a tuna sandwich.
Maybe a sandwich is the best way to go, because sometimes I'll be like, a hot pastrami sounds really good right now.
Yeah, it's weird though. Like
Hot pastrami sounds really
we
good.
had French dips. We had French dips at home last night.
Yeah.
Somebody just texted in poke. Yeah.
I love poke.
But it's one of those things where, like, I have this thing that when I get done working out, I don't know about you guys when you work out or when you did work out.
I have a gym membership. Does that
There
count?
you go. The
we have a family athletic club membership.
There you go.
I pay somebody for me.
But when I get done working out, I have to eat. I'm not a eat before you work out guy. I'm an eat after workout guy.
And I am not a food-driven person at all.
And
I'm just fat because I drink too much.
There you go. In a sense, we've talked about this off air. I losing all this weight, I couldn't just be like, oh, I'm just going to stop drinking. I didn't have that on the list. I just needed to, like, be mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what it came down to. It's like, oh, it turns out having your hips work is super useful. Who knew? But when I get done working out, man, I can still eat like I was 20 years old.
Really?
Oh, it's the only time that I can still eat like that. Yesterday, you can order, when you order from this place, the smallest one you can get is 8 pieces.
It's traditional, yeah.
Yeah. So one was 8 and one was 12. So I got two different types.
You got 20 pieces?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? This is perfect. I'll come home. I'll eat half of it when I get home, and then I'll eat the other half for dinner. Kind of a deal.
Okay, I was like, dude, don't let that left over for too long.
No.
I don't think raw fish is good to be kept in the fridge for a couple days.
No.
I'll get to that sushi on Thursday for lunch. It'll be delish.
Get home, take a shower, take care of stuff around the house, eat the first half. It's not even 45 minutes, dog. It's not even 45 minutes. I'm just like, nom, 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 nom. I'm just like, just go right back to it. And I was like,
Nom, nom, nom.
Mm-hmm, yes, that. And I was like, I got done and I went, oh, it was too much. But
Sushi's
good.
Sushi's a tricky one. I love sushi, and it is one of the foods that I find myself eating more of than others. You know, because like I said, I'm not a very food-driven person. So I don't get after food very often. Sushi, I seem to be able to get after, and I think a lot of it is because it doesn't feel very heavy, so you can keep going.
Yep, and then when
because it hits, then you're like, and it's just because of the rice.
Yeah.
But if it was just like sashimi, and we're just talking like just
fish,
yeah. Oh, dude, I mean, you could probably eat 2 whole fish.
Dude, you
can
keep
going.
Throw it down.
So light, so feathery.
Like, I think sushi's one of those underrated foods where, like, in a eating contest, you could put down way more.
Well,
than
again,
you think
it
you
would
can.
just be the rice that catches you.
And the place that I got it from, they aren't like the traditional, like, it's like maybe the size of a quarter.
Oh, okay. So it's not big roll.
No,
not big pieces.
They're not huge. They're smaller for sure. Which is nice because then you can just kind of like and kind of throw them down.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I just had a hankering for sushi yesterday that I just could like the entire drive home. I'm like, as I got in the car, I was searching restaurants, and I'm like, all right, screw it, I'll go to this place because I can pick it up on the way home. But I had to have it in a way that I could not describe. It was just. When sometimes you get a craving for something, you're like, oh, I could go for this. It wasn't I could go for this. Like, I need this now.
Boxed mac and cheese, no idea why, but sometimes I will scarf down a box on a whim. I can cook. I'm a bit of a food snob even, but that's will call me randomly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
My dad is a
Off
peanut
the
butter and
text
jelly.
line there, Jordan.
Like he will just randomly crave a peanut butter and jelly.
My old man used to make what he'd call a PB&J turnover, where he would make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich using one piece of bread.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's just half and half, and then you fold it right there.
Mhm.
I do that from time to time as a snack.
Just a quick little snack.
Try not to eat too much bread.
Yeah.
But that is delicious.
No, it's those food cravings are weird, man. It's weird the way the brain works. Because I wouldn't think when I'm done doing leg day, you know what I need? Sushi.
Well, you got to fuel somehow.
But you know what I mean?
When I'm done doing leg day, I need carbs. So that is beer.
Oh, there you go. Because you guys see it every morning. I'm a chicken and rice guy.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, because of our time slot, I eat my lunch at 9:00 in the morning.
I found out the kids want fried rice, want my famous fried rice on Wednesday when they come home. And so I made rice last night because I like to let it sit for 2 days.
Oh, that's the best way to do it.
And then fry it up
Then
in the
fry it
wok.
up.
And
do you actually have a wok?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, nice.
And I left it out all night. I put it in a Tupperware in a Pyrex to cool down, and I left it on top of the stove all night long. So I had to toss it this morning, and I have to make more tonight when I.
Why do
get
you have to toss it?
home. You can get sick off rice left out.
Really?
Yeah, you can get sick off any food left out. To be honest.
Well, I mean, rice and pizza are like two things that I've left out countless times.
Yeah, I don't think you should though. You might be playing with fire there, Daniel.
I mean, rice and pizza are fine.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's enough.
Put it in the fridge.
There's enough salt there. We're good.
Are you out of room in the fridge?
No, just dumb.
Are you lazy?
No, it's just dumb. Because if I remember, it's like, oh yeah, put that away.
Oakley dokley. Well, we do got a show for you today. A lot of football to get to. A lot of fun stuff in the 11 o'clock hour. Would this guy coming back convince you to get back on board? I don't think so for me. In the noon hour, we'll talk some quarterbacks. Quarterback heavy in the noon hour. All across the NFL, actually, all NFL. But to come up to start for our wonderful day today on a Tuesday, for it must be a Tuesday, Rob Manfred had some very interesting comments at the Little League World Series game between the Mariners and the Mets, and we'll get to that first here on 105.1 The Fan. 10:18 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326. That's the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire show. Also, shout out to the YouTube chat who are already doing push-ups and sit-ups as we speak. Rice has a special fungus it can sometimes get that's pretty bad. The fungus, if I remember, is pretty selective to just grains and rice. Coming in on the text line. Probably because, like, maggots live in rice and grains. Bugs live in rice and grains, and I have to imagine that they carry some weird stuff.
I think after years in the Middle East, my body is just immune to damn near everything.
When you live in the desert.
I mean, you know, sanitation standards are different in third world nations, and you just
adapt.
I will say, though,
Adapt or die.
The one thing I wouldn't adapt to was the bottled water. I would not use anything other than bottled water.
Well, yeah, water is a very different situation.
That's a different world, my friend.
Look, we got Coca-Cola in countries because they can't drink water.
Yep.
I'm risking it 90% of the time. Also, me later that day. Why am I pooping so much? That is my life to a T. Sometimes I'm just like, dude, what is wrong with my body? Check back, carry the one. Yep. Dang it. My fault.
Yeah. Dude, I've ate pizza that was out for like 3 nights. Not proud of it, but never got sick. Pizza plays by different rules.
It really does, Jordan. It really does.
It's the sodium.
It's strange, yeah. I also think it's bread that's baked.
Yeah.
Or like dough that's baked, which kind of gives it a little bit of a shelf life. I mean, think about it. Your loaf of bread in your pantry lasts a little while.
Sure.
What?
I'm agreeing.
I thought you had something there. You were kind of looking at me like, where are you going with this?
Yeah. No, I got you.
I thought you were about to set me up there.
No, I'm not knocking you down for this one.
Rob Manfred spoke at the Little League World Series game that featured the Mariners and the Mets. He sat down with Carl Ravitch and David Cohn and Eduardo Perez and talked a little bit about the future of Major League Baseball when he was asked, and this is what he had to say.
In my mind, I think if we expand, it provides us with an opportunity to geographically realign. I think we could save a lot of wear and tear on our players in terms of travel. And I think our postseason format would be even more appealing for, entities like ESPN, because you'd be playing up out of the East, out of the West, and that 10 o'clock time slot where we, sometimes get Boston, Anaheim, would be 2 West Coast teams, and that 10 o'clock slot that's a problem for us sometimes becomes a real opportunity for our West Coast audience. So I think, I think the owners realize that there's demand for Major League Baseball in a lot of great cities, and that we have an opportunity to do something good around that expansion process.
So twofold there. One, he's talking about realignment. He's talking about expansion. We'll chat a little bit about expansion in the 12 o'clock hour. Stick around for that. I always find it interesting with baseball specifically being such a fuddy-duddy old guy, don't change my rules, fist in the sky.
Why do you find it funny? You are that. You are the epitome of that.
But I think Manfred is kind of doing, we talked a little bit before the show. We were talking a little bit about hockey and expanding and how it's got this hot streak and it kind of just needs to put hockey in more living rooms sort of situation. I think baseball's trying to work on that same thing. The geographical alignment, saving wear and tear on travel, I think is a fantastic idea. I am not married. For the longest time, I was really married to American League and National League, mostly because of the DH, and they had different brands of baseball.
Yeah, it's
National League was small ball,
Mm-hmm.
do the fundamentals correctly, and American League seemed like me hit home runs.
Yeah.
Now everybody kind of plays the same game. And if your team is bad, you play the National League way, and if your team is good, you play the American League way. Fair? So I think I'm finally okay with letting some of that go.
Yeah, I think the regionality of this is the big sticking point for me, in the sense of baseball, and like the NHL, is a regional game. So then lean the hell into it with your realignment, with your divisions. Make it make sense. Make it so you're not having a team on the West Coast playing teams in Texas. And it's so many of our sports leagues and decisions are driven by leagues that are based where?
In New York.
And all their decisions are based on a very, very East Coast bias of, well, it's this out here. It's like, well, yeah, you're an hour.
How am I going to watch a 10 o'clock baseball
It's like,
game?
we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care. It doesn't matter for us. Like as much as it doesn't matter for you out here, it doesn't matter for us out here. It's very different. And so, not only that, the regionality of the East Coast is much more compressed. Like if you were somebody that lives out on this side of the country,
which you probably are if you listen to the show,
but you've never been like outside of the West Coast.
Okay,
you don't realize how close together everything is on the East Coast.
Right.
Everything.
Like, the two biggest cities we have in the state of Washington, for example, the two biggest cities closest to Portland, Oregon, are Seattle and Spokane.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle's 3.5 hours away, which is the equivalence of New York to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And Spokane is 5.5, 6 hours away. Philly ain't 5.5, 6 hours away from New York City.
And if you just take a look at it, you've got New York, you've got Philly, you've got Boston. If you head down south and you go not even that far into Jersey, like you just have so much that it's just right. And it's across sports.
Right.
And then you get into the South. Even the South, as big as it is, it's still compressed. Like Alabama, Mississippi, like Georgia, these aren't enormous states. Now they're bigger than some of the Northeast states, but it's not until you get across the Mississippi that you realize how big we have more west of the Mississippi than you do east of the Mississippi.
I know. Sometimes I think like Tuscaloosa to Athens has got, I mean, that's got to be what, like an 8-hour drive? And it's probably not.
No.
It's probably like 4.
And that's the thing is like if you're in Oregon, if you're in Portland, you can drive 5 hours east or south and still be in the state.
Yes, sir.
And it's like
San Francisco is 10.5 hours away.
Yeah.
And that's Central California.
yeah, and it's just like,
Canada is like 7 hours away.
if you don't hit traffic, it's like 5.5, 6.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's not.
The only thing I find strange about this is, he's talking about the 10 o'clock time. Well, I mean, Boston's still going to play the Angels, so you're still going to have 10 o'clock starts.
But the thing he talked about, and I thought it was interesting that he brought up ESPN specifically.
That was a calculated move.
That was, you want regionality? You want time slots? What if we set this thing up to where it makes more sense for you and your New York brain of having a controlled, so you don't have West Coast teams playing in Texas 4 times a year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, why don't you and then you could have like ESPN2 could play any baseball game you want at any time at 10 o'clock. It could be the West Coast. It could be MLB After Dark.
Every Wednesday, we have games that start at 10 o'clock in the morning, our time, all the way up until 7:30 our time.
Yeah, there's a game on today at 11:30.
I mean, that's just... So you could fill your summer programming if you had more regionality to it. And again, everybody talks about, the NFL is nationwide, where baseball is regional. Like you don't have pockets of fans all across the country for certain teams. Now you do in a sense with the Dodgers and the Yankees of the world, but otherwise, like I'm in the minority being a Cardinals fan in Oregon. Like, don't get me wrong, like the Cardinals and Cubs are 2 huge brands in baseball, but they are not. It's not like being a Raiders fan or a Steelers fan or a Giants fan, like where you've got, or a Packers fan, where you just have like these national brands that transcend time zones and everything else.
I thought Andy and Brandon, I thought Dirt and Sprague said something very apropos this morning. It's like in the NFL, we watch every game. I thought they were spot on with that kind of, that league is built that, we're such junkies with the NFL that we'll watch any games, where baseball is not that.
No.
So
you're
lean
either a fan
into
or
it.
you're not.
Yeah, so lean into it.
So have it make more sense.
I'm to borrow your phrase, I'm a psychopath, a psychopath, and I will watch Brewers Cubs because I love baseball, but I'm in the vast, vast minority of that. And I'm aware of that. I mean, I love that he's talking about it. I still think there's some weird things that don't make a little bit of sense. Kind of like I said, there's still a 10 o'clock window on the East Coast for an East Coast game at some point. You can't not have East Coast teams go to the West Coast for night games. But maybe they become 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock games instead of 7:15 first pitch. We'll see what the NBA, we'll talk about it later this week. We'll see what the NBA figures out when the 8 o'clock start time bombs terribly. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later this week. But there are ways around this. And I think I'm just happy with Rob Manfred being open to the idea. Because sometimes I will always say this. Joe and I used to always say this. Nobody hates Major League Baseball more than Major League Baseball. And it starts with Rob Manfred sometimes. However, last few years, coming a little round on it.
I mean, he's gone from the bottom of the power rankings to maybe the top with the
Yeah.
decisions that they've
Top,
made.
at least middle. He ain't at the bottom anymore.
Which is crazy. If you had told me this 5-6 years ago, I would have been like, there is not a chance in hell that this guy isn't the worst commissioner in the Big Four.
Dude, I hated Bud Selig. And when he was gone, I was so stoked to have a new guy. And it took me like 30 seconds to hate Rob Manfred.
And you, like immediately, like, oh, this guy
great.
sucks.
Baseball. Got it. He did open up some other thing that I thought was an interesting fascination. Can you make your rivalry as large as something else? We'll get to that next. A little more baseball today. We'll do that right here on the Firm 105.1 The Fan. But first, there's Rust with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys into whom you can place your trust. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, Colts head coach Shane Steichen announced this morning Daniel Jones will be the starter at quarterback, not just for week 1, but for the entire season. Jones, who signed a 1-year, $14 million deal in March, was chosen over the number 4 overall pick in 2023. That would be Anthony Richardson. Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles says wide receiver Jalen McMillan suffered a, quote, severely strained neck from an ugly fall in Saturday's game against the Steelers, and he is going to miss sometime during the regular season. The Mariners have lost 3 straight and 5 of their last 6. Game 2 at the Phillies this afternoon. 3:45 first pitch on Root Sports. Bryce Miller on the bump, making his first start since June 6th. Christopher Sanchez for Philadelphia. Mariners remain a game and a half back of the Astros in the AL West and are tied with the Yankees and Red Sox for the 3 wild card spots. Over in the association, after leading the Pacers to the finals for the first time since 2000, the team and head coach Rick Carlisle have agreed to a multi-year contract extension. At 65, Carlisle is the oldest active head coach in the NBA, and John Wall announced his retirement today after 11 seasons in the NBA with the Wizards, Rockets, and Clippers. The former number 1 overall pick and 5-time All-Star last played in the 2022-23 season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football, the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll check in on the Rashee Rice situation. I don't think we've actually given that some thought. But as the season gets closer, I'm curious how this will affect the Kansas City Chiefs, so we'll do that in a little bit. In the 11 o'clock hour, we'll have a ton of fun. Somebody learned about shallots and had comments about being a vegan that I thought we could have a lot of fun with. Plus, will this guy's return make you watch something that has been unwatchable for years? So stick around with us for the 11 o'clock hour. We'll have a lot of fun. But kind of continuing this Rob Manfred situation in his really candid comments. And, you know, one thing that he kind of mentioned, and, like I said, we'll get to this in the noon hour when it comes to expansion, was that he is retiring in 2029. I always forget that. I always forget that he has a timeline. And so maybe because he has a timeline, it's exciting for him to speak candidly and kind of get after some thoughts, some things he wants, expansion.
It's a lot of double barrel, like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about this anymore. It's there's a freedom of movement, as it were. Like, you don't have to protect anything anymore because, like, look, man, I'm a short timer, and it's there's a legacy play, but it's like, this is what I want to do, and if you want to push me out early, fine, but this is what I'm going to try to do between now and then.
Yeah, in 100 years, you look back at Rob Manfred, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, look back at Rob Manfred, and I think he'll be known as the guy that sped the game up. I think that's his legacy right now. If he sped the game up and expanded 2 new teams, I think that leaves his legacy somewhere decent.
I think it's an even bigger one than speeding the game up. I think he revitalized the game.
I think so too. I mean, finally, guys like Aaron Judge and Bryce Harper and Shohei Ohtani, they are closer to household names than a Mike Trout was, if I'm being honest.
And beyond that, it's not just home run ball.
It's not. No,
there's a differentiation in the game again. There's pitching. More than strikeouts matter.
It's Paul Skeens. It's Ronald Acuna Jr. stealing bases.
Yes.
It's a lot more.
There's a lot more, hit and run. There's a lot more strategy in the game that really it disappeared in the analytics boom era. And I think the pace of the game, the style of the game, the branding of the game, the marketing of the game, all of those things are kind of all interlinked because you can change all the marketing you want, but if it's just one style of ball, which is just strikeouts and home runs, and I think the NFL has gone through this. I think the NBA has gone through this.
I think the NBA goes through it the most
because they push so far into the 3-point era, and now we're pulling back from that a little bit.
I think there's something NBA could learn from Major League Baseball because as much as the analytics kind of bored the sport and kind of bogged it down a little bit, it's still used just as much. But they decided that was not something to promote and put your image around.
Yeah.
To where maybe the NBA could learn that with the 3-pointer. It's not going away. But maybe if we can find a way to make the mid-range jumper look good or bring dunks back, things like that, instead of it just being 3-ball, it might help with the image. Another thing he kind of chatted on spoke on that I thought was kind of fascinating. He said the Padres-Dodgers rivalry nearing Red Sox-Yankees. And it led me to the question, as a baseball fan, the answer is hell yeah, brother. Those are really, really highly contested games. I feel like they are more explosive in San Diego than in LA. I don't know if it's because in LA it's kind of got that Miami vibe of we're chill and we've got so much to do. Can this rivalry get to that level? Is it at that level?
You have to. Well, I'd say you have to win, but the Red Sox didn't win for decades. In decades,
right?
In decades. Let's just say this: if the Padres find themselves in a World Series, let's say 2 over the next 12 to 15 years,
okay,
which is a long time.
Yeah,
but
it's still a lot of appearances. It's hard to go to the World Series.
It's hard to go.
Ask the Arizona Diamondbacks.
But in that process, you knocked off the Dodgers twice. Now you're cooking.
See, that's what I was wondering. Would you have to go through the Dodgers?
Yes, you have to. That's where rivalries are baked.
Yeah, if San Diego plays the Mets and the Dodgers play the Phillies, and the Padres beat the Mets and the Phillies beat the Dodgers, and then the Padres beat the Phillies and then go to the World Series and beat the Astros, yeah, you got a World Series ring, but you didn't go through the Dodgers. No. Because that Yankee-Red Sox rivalry really culminated in the late 90s, early 2000s. And it took Aaron bleeping Boone to ratchet that thing up to another level, which hit its pinnacle the next season. I think you're right. I think they'd have to go through the Dodgers.
But would it be cool to see? Hell yes. Look, this is something that goes back to when Dustin and I first started doing the show. It's very simple in the sense of bring hatred back. I want.
You're the heel, man. You know all about it.
I want teams to not like each other. I want vitriol. I want angst. I want. Look, minor league baseball. But we were talking about Victor Robles not because he threw a bat at a pitcher. We're talking about Victor Robles yesterday because there was real angst,
real animosity,
and like
real anger,
and
real feelings.
And when you have that, and I think baseball and hockey are probably two of the best sports to have real angst. And I don't know, and in the NBA you can, it's at least starting to work its way back in the league, but the AAU era kind of muddied it up. I'm hoping that the same thing doesn't happen with travel baseball, where everybody's spending money and it's just this, becomes country club.
It kind of already is.
I know, and that's the thing is
that's why I root for the island kids.
But yeah, exactly. You still have the influx of the South American, Central American players, the Asian players that come over that still have that. And I think that's where you get some of that spiciness from. And good. I want it there.
Oh, the Manny Machados of the world. Oh, dude, he's ready to fight you.
Yes.
Fernando Tatis,
yes.
He's ready to fight you.
I'm
with you on that. Like, I think baseball fights are lame. Like, they're never as cool in the relation to hockey. But I was listening to a guy the other day on MLB Network, and I can't remember who it was, but he was talking about, like, when you get to the show, it's actually kind of a small club. Like, you know everybody. You might not be friends with everybody, but, like, you know everybody. When you're traveling to, if you're the Mariners and you're going to go play Cincinnati, which you don't normally play frequently, you still know who Spencer Steer is. You still know who who Hunter Green is and who the good players are on that team.
The number's like what? 750?
Something like that.
Yes, you've got roughly 600, but you've got probably 150 that are assignment cycling out.
But you know all the guys. If you're a hitter, you know every guy in the infield of every team because you go by them all the time. And that can create that animosity. Man, are we going to become Padres fans on this show?
Look, even though they're in the same league as the Cardinals, I like what the Padres are doing. Now, my whole family's Dodgers fans, so they don't like the Padres. But if the Dodgers are playing and the Cardinals aren't playing, I will watch a Dodgers game.
Yeah.
But if the Padres are playing and the Cardinals aren't playing, I will watch the Padres over the Dodgers. There's something about them that I like.
They're bad guys.
I'm drawn to that.
Yeah.
I don't like the
LA's very clean.
Yeah.
Freddie, Mookie, Shohei, those guys are very clean, polished, Hall of Fame caliber players. To where the Padres are like chippy.
There's a little edge to it.
A lot of edge.
And I
think a lot of that has to do about where they come from.
And I like the edge.
I like the edge too.
It's fun.
Yeah, I'm a Padre fan. Not really. I mean, my team sucks. I wish my team was the Padres.
Right?
Yeah, I wish as much as I'm the face of this show and in terms of face heel, I try to be the nice guy. I would love for one day in my life one of my teams to be the jerks.
Nasty.
I've never had a team that were like, well, I mean, I had Albert Bell in the 90s, but it was just him.
Yeah.
The team wasn't a jerk. I had the Jailblazers, but they were just idiots, not really bad boys per se.
Like the USC teams that were winning national titles,
those guys had some edge to them.
Everybody.
They were flaunting.
Everybody talks about, well, they had Leinart and Reggie and Lindale, and it's like they had the offense. Like, go look at the defense. Also, it is nothing but lunatics across. Brian Cushing.
Yeah. Also, there's different ways to be bad guys. Like Matt Leinart went to like red carpet ceremonies.
Oh yeah,
that makes me hate you so much.
But that's
the
prima donna.
Prima donna.
Oh yeah. But
there's different ways to be bad guys.
But they had all of it, and that's like the LA Kings when they were winning Stanley Cups. Like they had a bunch of dudes on that team that were just a-holes.
Yep.
Like they just were.
Yeah, those Red Wings teams in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you had Stevie Y, but you also had a bunch of dudes who wanted to rip your head off.
Yeah, we mentioned the Kachucks yesterday. I mean, I love watching them.
And that's the thing is everybody likes to see the Yankees, the clean-cut Yankees. Unless you're a Yankee fan, everybody else loves to see the Yankees get the crap kicked out of them.
Yeah, everybody was
fun.
Everybody was on board with Pedro Martinez and Kevin Millar and Manny Ramirez being guys that were not afraid. Yeah, Jason Varitek punching A-Rod in the face.
Yeah.
Like, you're into that. Don Zimmer, you should never throw old people to the ground, but when Pedro threw Don Zimmer down, you're kind of like,
Yeah, well.
the old man might have deserved it. All right, we'll slide over to the NFL next and check in on Rashee Rice and see how that's going. Could he be suspended? Is he trying to make a deal? What does this mean for the Chiefs? Some NFL next. 105.1 The Fan.
I'm on need someone.
503-864-6326. That's the fan text line. Hey, bros, I got the best of both worlds being from Detroit. We're the bad boys and the lunch pail Pistons, and we're the popular bad boys because we beat the Hall of Fame Lakers roster. That's the truth.
It's like knocking off
That's
the Yankees.
truth.
It's the same
That's
thing.
the truth.
You knock off the Showtime Lakers, and then you do it again with the Billups crew, and it's like, there's something to knocking down the prima donna and the underdog and the grittiness and the toughness, and there's a draw to that. Now, there's also a draw to the brands like the Cowboys, the Yankees, and the Lakers.
But those are more, brands that like everybody hates you. It's like it's not Niners Cowboys anymore.
No,
it's everyone v Cowboys.
Yes.
Like using Detroit as an example from this texter is great. Diehard Cleveland fan. When it comes to baseball, I hate the Tigers. I hate the Tigers so much.
Which is so weird.
But there's no real animosity between the clubs. We had a great postseason matchup last year that was really exhilarating games, but there's no animosity behind it.
No, well, I
think it's because both of our franchises kind of suck.
But it's also like they're the Tigers.
I know. It's just a division thing. I hate the Twins too. I really hate the Twins.
Which is such a weird thing because it's like, hey, it's Minnesota.
Yeah. What did the Twins ever do to you?
If the local one, I think is Portland and Utah. It's like, it's Portland and Utah.
The Mormons are weird. What do I care?
But it's also, at least for our age group, I was talking to Brian Grant at Summer League, and I was asking him about Karl Malone and in that playoff series, and because
I'm Karl Malone,
and I was like, what was it like guarding him in at that point in time? And he was like, well, there's two choices. You either let him catch the ball at the free throw line and get a head of steam at you coming at 280 pounds down the lane at you and then hoping and praying, or you just beat the hell out of him before he caught the ball, and like me, you get your eyebrow split open twice. And I was like, what was it like when you came back out? Because he got his eyebrow split open when he got stitches, kind of Willis Reeded it. He goes, it's the loudest building I've ever been in my entire life. I will never forget that feeling. He puts his arm up and he goes, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now.
Because you get juiced up because now you got anger.
Yeah, right?
Well, anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. And suffering leads to the dark side.
Which is what I love. I love me a good dark side. But it was funny because
Weird.
Yeah, right? I brought that up because to me, it's the loudest building I've ever been in. Was that when he came back out on the floor in that playoff series against the Jazz. And I've told the story God knows how many times, how many people.
Well, they were good, too.
I was sitting in the front row of the 300 level. That's where our season tickets were then. And I remember having to cup my hands and scream to talk to my dad.
Yeah.
Because it was so loud in that arena. And talking to BG about it, he was like, it's the loudest, most raucous, craziest, single moment he's ever been in. The roar that came down when he comes out of the tunnel and is getting ready to check back in. Even now I'm getting goosebumpy. It was it was deafening.
That Utah team is weird to think about historically. Were they liked? Because nobody likes Karl Malone.
Well, Stockton,
I think
Stockton Malone.
I think Stockton and Hornacek, Peja Stojakovic. Oh, sorry, that's the Kings.
Yeah.
But that Byron Russell, those guys, they're not really hateable guys.
Well,
at the time, were the Utah Jazz considered hated back then? They were really good.
By Portland, by Seattle, by LA.
Yeah.
By anybody who couldn't solve their pick and roll.
Which the answer was no.
None. Yeah, nobody could. Yeah, because I was really on the fence about that growing up. My uncle, he loves the Utah Jazz. He's a Jazz fan because of Stockton. He's from Spokane, and I get that. Stockton's our guy at GU, but I could never get behind Karl Malone, and I didn't really like my uncle all that much. So when he loved Karl Malone, that was really easy to kind of hate Karl Malone.
Just push it even further.
Yeah, but I loved Stockton. I thought Hornacek was a good player.
Karl Malone kind of made it easy to hate Karl Malone, too.
Dude, that guy is such a piece.
Just a dirtbag.
I love the young NBA players now learning about Karl Malone being a dirtbag. They're like, oh.
Yeah.
There's a clip of somebody the other day talking about Karl Malone.
I think it was Jeff Teague or something like that.
It was
Maybe it was his show.
Yeah, and they're like, no. They had to kind of reel him back, hey, not only did he have some stuff,
just maybe a quick Google search, huh?
Yeah, maybe a quick little Google search on Karl Malone.
He literally a month ago or 2 months ago recognized that's his kid.
Ugh.
He acknowledged that is indeed in fact his kid. And
Gross. Gross.
Yeah.
I feel sticky. I feel icky.
Oops.
I'm Karl Malone. I can't believe Jimmy Kimmel got away with that. He blackfaced Karl Malone.
Well, I don't know if he got away with it.
Is it because we just hated Karl Malone so much that it
No.
was like, go, Jimmy, you got that?
Well, no, nobody cared about Jimmy Kimmel enough.
I suppose at the time, yeah. Well, that's what we know about Rashee Rice. So
There you go.
good luck to him. We'll push that either later in the show or we'll hit that tomorrow or something like that. When we come back, maybe one of the coolest impersonation stories I have ever heard. So we'll get to that. A loaded second hour. Don't go anywhere. Have fun with us. 105.1 The Fan.
Right now.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys into whom you can place your trust. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today, online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on to the Fan. Colts head coach Shane Steichen announced this morning Daniel Jones will be the starter at QB, not just for week one, but for the entire season. Jones, he signed a one-year, $14 million deal in March, chosen over 2023 number 4 overall pick Anthony Richardson. Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles says wide receiver Jalen McMillan suffered a, quote, severely strained neck from an ugly fall in Saturday's game against the Steelers. He's going to miss some time into the regular season. Over on the diamond, the Mariners have lost 3 straight, 5 of their last 6. Game 2 at the Phillies this afternoon, 3:45 first pitch on Root Sports. Bryce Miller on the bump, making his first start since June 6th. Christopher Sanchez going for Philadelphia. Mariners remain a game and a half back of the Astros in the AL West and are tied with the Yankees and Red Sox for the 3 wild card spots. In the association, after leading the Pacers to the finals for the first time since 2000, the team and head coach Rick Carlisle have agreed to a multi-year contract extension. And John Wall announced his retirement today after 11 seasons in the NBA with the Wizards, Rockets, and Clippers. The former number 1 overall pick and 5-time All-Star last played in the 2022-23 season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time with Isaac and Sue. Weekdays 3 to 7. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, hour number 2. If you're missing the first hour, you can download that Fan Podcast at 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. The Fan text line is 503-864-6326. Come hang out with us also in the YouTube chat. Say hello. Introduce yourself. Hello, I am Patrick. This is Daniel. That is Jeffrey.
I'm sorry, who?
Danny. Hello, Dan.
Thanks, Pat.
Hi, Dan. G-off over there behind the 1s and 2s.
Whoa.
I just thought since we were all poking bears here, might as well get you involved
That's
too.
a big bear to poke right there. Gee-offs are weird, man.
Gee-offs. Is there a more weird, like, what is the pantheon of the names that we make fun of constantly? The G-off, the Aaron?
Yeah.
Well, that's
And poor South Park, poor Kyle's everywhere.
Aaron with 2 A's is the most common Aaron.
That is true. Is the male Aaron more common than the female Aaron?
Well, I was just saying when we're talking about like the double A Aaron, I've seen.
Oh, if I saw a single Aaron, that'd be weird.
There's that, and I've seen the ERON, and I'm like,
Eron. Eron. That sounds like a South Park joke.
Right? Yeah.
Racially insensitive South
Just
Park
like
joke.
Googling, has anybody made this joke before? And then South Park's like, nope, got it.
Nope, got it. Maybe The Simpsons did it first. If you had to impersonate a celebrity, who do you think you could get away with? Like you had to dupe somebody.
Again, 100 pounds ago, Farva.
That's so awesome.
Wouldn't be hard for me, but I've lost enough, especially now sans facial hair.
Yeah. I think the closest I could do is, I've said this before, is like Jeremy Piven. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if many people could pick him out of a lineup.
When I was younger, who's the redhead agent from Entourage? E?
Yeah, Eric.
The number of people that told me I looked like him.
Oh, I can see that. I've seen younger pictures of you.
When I was younger, I had
steroids.
Yes, I had that happen a ton. And
Yeah.
I didn't watch Entourage like the first couple of years, so I had no idea who they were talking about. And if you're looking at me now, you're like, "There's no freaking way." I look like I ate the guy I used to be. Guys, chill.
I'm aware.
Or
text in and make fun of him.
Yeah,
Either way, it's cool.
It's
with
fine.
us.
But yeah, I used to. I saw a side by side of like a picture of me in the Air Force, and then somebody was like, "No," I was like, "Oh, holy crap! Wow, that's kind of weird." But now, no, absolutely not. It has to be a much larger human.
There was a guy who duped a DJ at the Wynn in
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, one of the nicer casinos, resorts.
Very nice
establishments.
casino.
I think the golf round when I was down there, I had a chance to go play with somebody and I couldn't because I had a meeting I was very upset about. I think it's $700 a round.
LA-based DJ Griffin was performing at the XS nightclub. Now, before we get into this, I do want to give Griffin a ton of props because he has come out and being like, yep, got duped. Even here's an Instagram video of how I got duped.
Here's what
So,
happened.
like, mad props to that guy. But anyway, he invited what he thought was the Biebs, was Justin Bieber on stage to perform. So this guy comes out, had a $10,000 bar tab racked up, comes out, and people said, quote, being dark didn't help, but he came out and sang the lyrics to his song called Sorry, and he is tatted like Biebs is, but
He does look like him.
It took him like 20 minutes to realize that guy wasn't Justin Bieber.
Yeah, it does look like him. Like seeing all the photos, it does look like him. I could see it. There's a guy. There's the Klay Thompson impersonator that's at Warriors games,
I've
and
seen that guy.
He looks just like Klay.
I've seen that guy.
When the Megan Thee Stallion leaks were coming out, when they were kind of doing it, Klay was in the background. Everybody's like, "Is that Klay or is that knockoff Klay?" Because it was a little blurry.
Dude, if it was knockoff Klay, good for him,
right?
Fake Klay got Megan Thee Stallion.
She got duped into thinking that he was Klay. That would be hilarious.
He's like, you can call me Klay in the bed. I don't care. I don't care at all.
Bombing away, baby. But there's some doppelgangers out there that are disgustingly similar.
My question is the $10,000 bar tab, is he on the hook for that?
I mean, if they
or
told
is this
him,
going to be like a comp tab for old Biebs?
I mean, let's be fair here. Like, Vegas casinos aren't missing that.
No, I know.
They bat an eye. They don't bat an eye.
But they could also go after the dude if they wanted.
I mean, they went after Bruno Mars, so
yeah,
that's why he's going to be in residency at a casino until he dies.
That's so sad.
It's like
He
you
walks
see
off
Bruno
stage.
Mars in residency, like, bills are due.
He walks off stage and someone instantly cuffs him right there and takes him to a small room. Like, you'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't have a show tomorrow. Oh, good point. We'll see you in 2 days.
No, you do have a show tomorrow. Go get your rest.
I think this would be fun. Yeah, I can't decide if this is good publicity or bad publicity for the win.
It's fine.
Is there really bad publicity in Vegas around this kind of stuff?
No, you'll get made fun of for a little bit, but
yeah,
it's whatever.
Do you think the heads of the 5 families are down in Vegas laughing this off probably? Or are they poking at the Wynn family? Not that they're an actual, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
though.
I mean, they're getting
if there's an inner circle.
I bet you there's security somewhere that is in some serious trouble.
Yeah.
Because those casinos now, they all have video software, like facial recognition and stuff like that. So, I don't know.
Dark venue and loud music didn't help. This picture is terrible.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
That one, he doesn't look like him
He
at
does
all.
not look like him at all. He's like got a hood on and some sunglasses and a really bad mustache. But the one of him on stage, that's pretty solid.
It looks like him.
Yeah.
It looks like him.
That looks pretty solid. Although they called him a fat Bieber, although he's pretty skinny.
He's pretty jacked.
Is Bieber that disgustingly skinny? Maybe.
Well, there was a point in time when he may have been enabled. Let's just go with
enabled,
where he was very skinny.
Is this
this is
the Boog Shug?
Pete Davidson.
Are we? Oh God.
Yeah, he was very skinny. Have you seen Pete lately?
No.
Well, he's clean.
Is he eating Taco Bell?
Well, he got all of his tattoos taken off.
Really?
Like 200 of them.
Really?
Yeah. And
he's a blank canvas now?
Yeah, I don't think he had all of them. I think he had almost all of them taken off. Yeah.
I gotta find this.
Yeah, he talked about it on one of the late shows. But yeah, he also doesn't look like he's dying tomorrow now. It turns out not having white powder as one of your meals 6 times a day is a very healthy way to put some weight back on.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, which is also why he had a bunch of like rubber stamp tattoos all over his body, because he was enabled.
Yeah, you know, I understand that Biebs is a good-looking kid. I never understood how Pete Davidson pulled so many hot women. Yeah, is that what it is? I thought you were gonna go with he's funny.
No, Look, man, it's a hammer. It's out there.
He's got a hog.
It's out there.
It's a baby's arm holding an apple.
Yeah, it's the man's a human tripod. It's
a baby hand holding an apple.
You
Yeah,
haven't heard that one?
Austin Powers, dude.
Yeah, that's Austin Powers.
Yeah.
I can't claim that one.
Yeah, you never heard that one? Yeah.
Maybe I have. It's been a long time.
It's mini me when he does. He's like, oh, look at that. It's like a kickstand because he's like leaning on it.
So you're telling me that you can be kind of ugly and that's all you need?
I mean,
and you're a celebrity.
Well,
yes.
you're
He's also famous.
You're funny, you have money, and you have a huge hog. Yeah. You can do well. Yeah, you can pull Kate Beckinsale with that.
Dude, she's babe.
Yes.
I'm like Meatloaf in that regard. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, right?
I'm funny and famous. Aw.
Happens.
Huh.
You know?
What's he do these days? What is Pete Davidson on?
He's still making shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He and Eddie Murphy have a new movie out, like on Amazon, like a buddy heist movie or something. It looks awful.
I mean,
But,
look, the amount of money that like the streaming companies throw at projects like this now.
They don't care.
It's like these actors that used to do these, like the Adam Sandlers that used to get 20 million, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, like they don't do that anymore because you can go do smaller projects that don't require all of this work and publicity and tours. It's just like, and you just crank out money.
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing so many big stars and just like random stuff now. Like, screw this. I don't have to go to this studio to do this thing to springboard into this. Like, you just get hot and then you ride that and take whatever projects you want because there's a truckload of money.
Pedro Pascal, for example.
Yes.
That guy is in everything.
Yes. You go do it for 10 years and then after that, you're like, I'm good and I can do whatever the hell I want.
Walter Goggins is probably the next guy that's in everything.
Walton
Goggins?
Goggins. Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I thought it was Walter. Idiot. I knew him before he was famous.
Vice principals.
I watched Justified.
I didn't watch Justified.
It was good.
Oh, dude, if you want to binge,
It's a good show.
if you want a binge series,
Sons of Anarchy was good in that too.
Yeah.
if you want a binge series, Justified's a top 5 binge series.
Timothy Oliphant, he's
Yep.
a cop and everything.
Ah, okay.
He does have resting cop face.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He was in Deadwood, was a cop.
Speaking of doppelgangers, him and Josh Duhamel,
Yes, very much so.
those two guys, like
Those two guys look a lot alike.
they've talked about how they've been mistaken for each other a million times.
More of a
You could maybe
Timothy.
throw like a Skeet Ulrich in there almost too.
Maybe Timothy. I think I'm an Oliphant guy.
Yeah,
I like that
I've never
dude a
seen
lot.
him in something that I didn't like.
Yeah, I love him in The Office. He's great in The Office.
Not a good movie, but the new Die Hard,
I knew you were gonna go that route. Yeah,
he was awesome.
I
in
like
that.
him being a bad guy too, because he's always like a good guy. He's
Yeah.
got resting cop face.
And him being a crazy IT guy was just like, this is fun. Like
Yeah.
this movie sucks.
Like a Lex Luger kind of. No, not
Lex
Lex
Luthor?
Luger. Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That kind of like.
Yeah. Maniacal.
Yeah, maniacal. I wouldn't necessarily kick your ass, but like I'm smarter than you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's something about that. I was like, this is a fun character.
Yeah. Like the bad guy in Ant-Man. Ant-Man and the Wasp, or is it the first Ant-Man?
Oh,
He wants the suit from Michael Douglas.
yeah. His name's Cross in that, the bald guy. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, he plays like he always plays like some doctor scientist. Like he has resting science face.
I want resting bad guy face.
Mm.
If I go back into acting, can I be resting bad guy face?
To me, that guy is Mads Mikkelsen.
Dude, he's awesome.
Mads Mikkelsen, and then Inglourious Bastards.
Christoph Waltz?
Waltz. Oh
Dude.
God!
But he's like sexy bad guy.
But like
He's like George Clooney.
you
bad
can't
guy.
cast him as like truly good guy.
He was in Django.
He was, but
Yeah.
there was also more to it than that. You know what I mean? Like he can't play. He can't be straight good guy. It has to be like an anti-hero.
No, I'm not going to say it. I was going to talk about his character in Inglourious Bastards, and now I'm just not going to go.
Don't
that route.
don't do
Yeah,
that.
no, but he's very likable. It's a very sexy looking man.
Oh, look, man.
Very good looking dude.
Wait for the creme.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, easily my favorite Tarantino movie.
Really? Inglorious?
Yeah, love
Oh,
it.
wild.
Love it.
Oh, wild. I love it, but it's not my favorite. All right, we come back. I'm curious, Danny. I know this is a conversation not a lot of people have. I'm curious, as a Southern California guy, where you stand on this. As it's coming. It will be here soon. It will be here soon. The Firm. Harrison Meringue, 105.1 The Fan. have Web Gems coming up here in about a half hour. We do it every single day at 11:45. Will you start watching this show that has been unwatchable for a long time if this were a constant thing? We'll get to that. Plus, in the 12 o'clock hour, did Manfred speak about expansion in baseball? Where are they going? We'll get into that, plus some quarterbacks to finish out the third hour. But I'm curious. I was going to read this. The fan text line, 503-864-6326. Will Ferrell and Flea, my friend, you are thinking of Chad Smith.
Yes.
The drummer.
Yes, and
for
they,
the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
They look identical.
Twinsies.
It's was it Kimmel that brought him on? They had the drum off?
Could be. I don't know.
I think it
at
was.
one time Will Smith sat on a kit and pretended to be Chad Smith during a Chili show.
I mean,
a Red Hot show.
Wouldn't surprise me, but they did. It was one of the late night shows, either Kimmel or Corden. They had a drum off.
I guarantee you, Will Smith is not better than Chad Smith. Surprisingly,
Will Smith,
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know the Red Hot Chili Peppers are a very controversial topic to speak about. There are a lot of people our age that love that band, and there are a lot of people our age that loathe that band.
which is weird.
Also, Anthony Kiedis, kind of maybe not an okay dude.
I mean, no way a frontman for a rock band that was popular in the
maybe not an
90s,
okay
not a
dude.
great dude. Shocking.
Chad Smith, really great drummer. Flea, really great bass player.
Great bass player.
John Frusciante, really great guitar player.
I wonder when they had that drum off, was there a teabag involved?
Probably.
Probably. Brabs. Coming to a theater near you in Ridgefield, Washington, Danny, where do you sit on the old In-N-Out burger?
I'm pro In-N-Out, man.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. No, look, I'm an In-N-Out cult member.
I am too.
The whole idea of it's not that good. Shut up. Shut
yes!
up.
Yes,
Shut
Danny,
up.
go for it.
It's
Shut
not
up.
that good.
Shut up.
It is very meh.
No.
My
it is-
name's Jimmy, Danny,
Yeah.
and I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
I think In-N-Out sucks. What do you have to say about that?
It's good. It's the best customer service in fast food, right alongside Chick-fil-A. The price is unbeatable. Period. It's good fast food. Service is great. Price is great.
I'll pay more for Burgerville. Thank you.
Dude,
And
that's
you want to talk about
triple
overrated.
more.
You want to talk about, oh
Yes.
my God, overrated. It
I
is
threw
Burgerville.
I threw softballs at Danny.
Good
and this was like,
Lord. There
You
is
just
not a
threw
more
grenade and ran.
there is
What
not
you
a
did.
more overrated freaking place in the Northwest than Burgerville. It is just
Yeah, sure there is. It's called In-N-Out.
Insanity. No, you can't get out of Burgerville for less than $20 for a freaking combo meal.
Sure you can.
And it's not even that good. It's entirely fine. It's so nuts.
Get
And
myself 2 little cheeseburgers with the basket, the fries and the soda. That's
God.
probably what, about $12?
no.
13 maybe?
Yeah, it's dumb expensive, and it's no. If you blind taste test those two, people are taking it out every time.
I think Burgerville's pretty good.
You know what? In fact, I will do that. Kaiser's not that far.
How
away
are you
from
going to
me.
blind taste test it? They're completely different burgers.
No, I'll take the burger off the bun.
You'll just taste the meat?
Yeah, I'll bring in each one. See which one you guys like.
This is like cold meat?
No,
Just cold slabs of...
it'll be a half hour old.
Yeah, how far is Kaiser from your place?
20 minutes at most.
Dude, I think I can get to the new In-N-Out burger in like 10 minutes from my house.
Well, the
I
frustrating
can
thing
also
is,
get to a Burgerville in like 3.
well, we have got a Burgerville in Newburgh, and
See, I like both.
I think
like both a
it's
lot.
entirely fine, but it's never gonna. If I have the option of the two, I'm in and out every single time.
I feel like this is one of the more not controversial, but I feel like this is one of the more fired up local conversations I've ever heard. Burgerville v. In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like it's a conversation that everybody's had, like up there with this hot dog and sandwich kind of BS.
yeah. The frustrating part is they were supposed to put the In-N-Out, the Village Inn, in Tigard, Bridgeport, right
Okay.
there at Lake O, but the businesses want it, the city doesn't because of the traffic, because it's right there on I-5,
Right.
and that intersection is already hellacious at
Well,
times.
that's what they're kind of talking about in Ridgefield, that the In-N-Out burger may cause some serious
Yeah.
issues up there.
People want it so much that there's traffic jams.
Yeah, people also like standing in lines for things that are pretty mediocre too.
Okay, you go to the In-N-Out in Kaiser. What did we? 5 years, 6 years, 7
it's a
years?
scarcity thing.
there aren't Burgerville locations on every corner.
Did you hear that? He just cracked all his knuckles like he's ready to fight.
No, my freaking knuckles are tight all day. But no, the reason they're as successful as they are is because people like it. That's why.
Yeah, I had one last summer.
Did you not grab any when you were in Vegas?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. What did I do in Vegas?
There's an In-N-Out.
Oh, it was my birthday, so the wife was like, "We eating good."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was funny. So the Thomas and Mack Arena, the back of the campus is an In-N-Out burger.
Okay.
Now you do have to walk a quarter of a mile in 115-degree heat, but it was funny. I walk into the media room in there, and Kevin Pelton from ESPN just walks in, talk for a second. He's like, "Oh, hold on, be right back." And I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm going In-N-Out." I'm like, "Oh, okay, let's go." Like,
Let's go.
So
I will follow you.
Yeah. So and then we came back, and it was like, "Oh, how close is that?" You know, you get the new guys that are there. And it's like, "Oh, it's out here." It's like you got to walk. I mean, but I guess you can catch an Uber if you want to go around. But and then like more people went, and then more people went, and then more people went, and then like next thing you know, the media room is just filled with In-N-Out burger, and it's like, yeah, this sounds right. Whereas you just aren't taking a trek to Burgerville to go do that. Like nobody comes to town. It's like, you know what I need to go? Burgerville.
Can I like both of them, or are you just going to be like, I'm 5 toes on each
No,
side of the
they
fence?
are
You can like
mutually exclusive.
Okay.
You
can
cannot like both.
You can like it.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
No, you can like it, but the idea, no, I will not stand for this In-N-Out slander.
Brandon says on the YouTube chat, Burgerville is like MLB, only a small subsection of humanity likes it, but those that do are diehard for it.
If by small subsection you mean the entirety of Southern California, sure.
Also on the text line, it's because of the amount of Californians who live here and secretly wish this was California.
Well, no, we want to take the good parts, which is getting less and less every day. It's really only the sunshine and it's really only the sunshine now, and the water. Oh God, the ocean.
If I moved away from the Pacific Northwest and I came back, I would for sure hit a Burgerville.
Wouldn't even be the top 25 places.
You
on
don't
my
like
list.
the burger sauce?
I don't
The
go to a
secret sauce?
burger place for burger sauce.
Theirs is pretty good. I don't even like pickles, and it's got pickles in it. Pickles.
I don't. No, I mean,
Animal style too. They got pickles in it. And I like that too.
oh yeah,
I don't even like pickles.
you give me a little
Bagels.
double animal style. Hell yeah. No tomato.
I do love the concept of a restaurant having like 4 items.
Yeah,
I've got a single, a double, a triple, and fries.
Well, no,
and a milkshake.
but all of that In-N-Out has the secret menu,
Well, yeah.
which is
You
fun.
know, secret menu's great.
And also service. Like that's
Dude, they help kids like go to college and stuff.
In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A. You cannot go anywhere else and get better fast food or service. It's not close. It's incredible.
The deal breaker is probably this. This just came in on the text line, and Rusty mentioned it earlier. 2 little cheeseburgers, medium fried, medium coke, $17.26.
Yeah, that's Burgerville.
No, that sounds hefty.
That's Burgerville.
Because the cheeseburger itself is like $4.30, I think, and you add another $6. Okay, we might be getting close to 15. I don't think we're at 17.
Still $15. I like their tartar sauce.
go to
Also, another sauce with pickles, and I don't really like pickles. Do I like pickles?
Go to McDonald's and a 10-piece McNugget meal, medium fries, medium drink, is over $10.
That's the truth.
They get you
Add a
in the,
cheeseburger on there for another $3.50, and look at where you're at. You're at
That's the
basically
truth.
$15.
That's the truth. I mean, aren't even Happy Meals like $8 now?
Yeah, that's what they're pushing you to the app. That's where you get the deals now.
Yeah.
They
I
both
pretty much we do enough there where basically every time we order, I have enough points for a free Happy Meal.
See?
I'm also learning that Burgerville has a secret menu. You're not special In-N-Out.
Who had it
Also,
first?
if you are, I just learned, a couple people have said this. If you are in the road and can't get into the Burgerville drive-thru, a cop will send you away. You can't block traffic and be in line for the In-N-Out, which leads me to the next question. Are we really wasting our resources on a cop at the In-N-Out entrance?
Well, In-N-Out also
Is this where our cop is going to be?
the In-N-Out in Kaiser is 3 lanes.
Wow. The Chick-fil-A in East Vancouver is like deep lanes.
Well, that's the other thing is the Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out have mastered the drive-through.
They're lucky this Dutch Brothers down here, the road isn't that busy because that thing's out on the road all the time.
That's another one. Like
Schultze's probably there right now.
when I see people
Honk your horn if you're Jordan Schultz.
getting coffees at like 4 in the afternoon, I'm like, what kind of
they're getting-
psychopath are you?
Dude, they're getting sugar at 4 o'clock in
It's
the
just
afternoon.
it's such
They're
a
getting it from
it's
that
such a
place.
weird thing. Like again, I'm not anti-caffeine. I mean, I mainline this stuff, but yeah, no, hard pass. Yeah, the regular cheeseburger Burgerville $4.50 a piece. So for 2 already at $9.
Okay. Yeah. And then, like I said, at about $6 for the basket, the fries and the drink.
Dude, I can't believe
Comes
the
out to like
fries and a
15.
drink is $6.
I'm just guessing off the top
No,
of my
that
head.
it's like
but I
that.
think-
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure it's like that.
The
Dude, if I take my
little
kids,
the little bag is $5.
if I take my kids to Burgerville, dude,
Yeah.
buckle up.
So yeah,
That's expensive.
so you're at 9 plus
Rather go to
6.
Porcano and
you're
spend
at
the same money.
You're at 15 already.
Yeah.
9 plus 6 is 15. That's without the drink. So yeah, 17.26, baby.
A famous baseball announcer learns what shallots are and has an opinion on being vegan. We're going to stick in this food kind of situation today. We'll do that next, but we'll toss it over to the big kahuna, speaking of, with sports.
That's that Hawaiian burger joint.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Colts head coach Shane Steichen announced this morning Daniel Jones will be the starter at court. My goodness. I don't know if that just in my head or over the air. Announced this morning Daniel Jones will be the starter at quarterback, not just for week 1, but for the entire season. Jones, who signed a 1-year, $14 million deal in March, was chosen over 2023 number 4 overall pick. Anthony Richardson. Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles says wide receiver Jalen McMillan suffered a, quote, severely strained neck from an ugly fall in Saturday's game against the Steelers. He is going to miss time into the regular season. Mariners have lost 3 straight and 5 of their last 6. Game 2 at the Phillies this afternoon. 3:45 first pitch on Root Sports. Bryce Miller on the bump. He's making his first start since June 6th. Christopher Sanchez going for Philadelphia. The Mariners remain a game and a half back of the Astros in the AL West and are tied with the Yankees and Red Sox for the 3 wild card spots. After leading the Pacers to the finals for the first time since 2000, the team and head coach Rick Carlisle have agreed to a multi-year contract extension. And John Wall announced his retirement today after 11 seasons in the NBA with the Wizards, Rockets, and Clippers. The former number 1 overall pick and 5-time All-Star last played in the 2022-23 season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor. Saturday mornings at 9 on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. Sometimes it's good.
Aw, I've interrupted happy time.
Sometimes it's bad.
No, son of a...
It's Web Gems,
What'd you do?
the firm of Harris and Meringue on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
All right, this is Web Gems. Do it every single day at 11:45. Something fun that I see on the interwebs or great plays, great moves, things like that. I actually don't know if we've ever defined Web Gems.
It doesn't have a definition.
I think it's
you can't put it in there. I mean,
I think it's just an excitement thing.
hell, I mean, if we didn't already have one planned, I'd pull this one up for the radioactive shrimp.
Radioactive shrimp.
Oh, have you not seen this? The FDA is warning people not to eat the frozen shrimp from Walmart.
Save that for tomorrow,
Yeah,
amigo.
it's wild.
Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, radioactive shrimp. Coming up in the final hour of the program, we will jump back into some of Rob Manfred's comments at the Little League World Series Major League game that was the other day between the Mets and the Mariners, talking about expansion. And the New York Post kind of tickled our fancy a little bit when it comes to this place, so stick around. Plus a bunch of NFL quarterback talk to close out the show. But here on Web Gems, you know, I saw this, and I actually didn't see it till after the fact, so I didn't watch it. But Rich Eisen, if you don't know, is moving his radio show back to, or he's moving it to ESPN. I don't think his radio show ever was on ESPN, so it's not going back. But he is moving to ESPN. Are you going to hear that show on 910?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll hear that show on 910. So he's moving back, but he did kind of like an homage and a throwback and did Sports Center last night. If Rich Eisen did Sports Center once a week, kind of like Jon Stewart does The Daily Show, would that entice you to watch that show more?
I mean, I watch SCP when SCP's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny. We talked about, you know, getting away from cable and now coming back. And it's now ESPN, after pivoting to video and hiring some bleep to go just do nothing but social media videos and pay all this money. They're realizing, oh, remember we got mad about the faces of the ESPN being our broadcasters and everybody loving them, and we didn't like it because we couldn't control it. We couldn't do the thing where it was about us and not them.
Yeah.
Which way are they going now? Are they circling back to like bringing back the people that were good at what they did?
Don't know that for sure. But if they did this, I think it would get me.
Well, look, I mean,
I loved Rich Eisen. I mean, I'm a Rich Eisen, Stuart Scott, Dan Patrick, Keith Olbermann. Like, those are my boys.
No. That last one you can take and shoot into the sun.
Shocking that Danny Meringue does not like Keith Olbermann. But
never.
Charlie Steiner, like
that whole crew.
Linda Cohen, like I'm all about that crew.
That I mean, we grew up in that era.
Yeah.
But like that crew was awesome. And look at ESPN. You can say what you want about McAfee. People like McAfee because he's a personality.
We've talked about it. Like, I am not the biggest McAfee. I should say this. I think a lot of the crowd that is attracted to a McAfee is not how I consume sports.
Sure. It's like you go to the Creed concert.
Yeah. I have this conversation with Sprague a lot. Like, I consume sports very differently than a lot of us at this station. And I think that's part of what makes me unique.
A lot of crystals.
A lot of shiny rocks at the beach that I found. Yeah. And I think that's something that kind of makes me unique. And sometimes makes me kind of stupid, but sometimes helps me think of things differently than other people would.
Certainly.
Yeah. But I think McAfee is great.
But what is he? He's a personality.
He's a personality.
And the thing is, like, where they get it wrong is with Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins, and it's like, no, these are the wrong personalities. And then they bring back SCP. I love SCP. Like,
His show's great. I mean, I love watching Monday Night Football, and then I'll watch
having
SVP
SCP
right
come on.
after.
Yeah,
It's
like,
great.
because he's kind of like the crown prince. You know what I mean? Like, okay, here's
Stanley Cup playoffs were nice too. A game would end and it would go to SVP.
Yeah.
NBA Finals, same sort of thing. I like that.
That's the guy I want doing the interviews.
It is true.
You know what I mean? Like, and he's not like bro-y in the sense of like traditional bro-iness. Like to your point, like this is also the guy that commentates on golf.
Dude, he was the young hot shot when all those dudes were.
Yeah, and but you brought him back. You're bringing back Rich Eisen and his clip.
I don't think Eisen will do more Sports Center, but I'd love it if he did.
I mean, that homage he had to Stu last night, man.
That's his guy, dude.
I was fighting back the thug
I
tears, man.
I watched it this morning.
It was tough because I mean that's how I started my day.
Me too. That's how I saw 9/11. I saw 9/11 on Sports Center.
You know, I used to get up in the morning and
Dude, I hung out with a kid the other day that wasn't born yet.
dude, I golfed.
That tricked me
I
out.
golfed at Charbonneau. Was that Sunday? Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
82-year-old guy named Bill who
Mm-hmm.
didn't hit the ball more than 180 yards, didn't miss anything. This guy was just he stuck a 50-yard chip 3 inches from the hole, and I was like,
Scotty style.
"Ooh, buddy." And
Yeah.
he goes, "I've played more golf and you've lived years on this earth." And I was like, he was one of those old-timey golf
Yeah.
guys. It was just a blast. 2 of the other guys were playing with us, high school seniors.
Yeah, it's wild.
And I brought up 9/11, and they were like, "Yeah, I was born in 2008."
Yeah,
and I was like,
oh God,
wait,
I
wait.
graduated college
You're
in
a high school
2008."
senior and you were born in 08? The math is not mathing right now. That was a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, SportsCenter used to be that must watch. It was like I watched SportsCenter before I went to school, and then I came home and watched MTV
Yeah.
for like an hour.
Little TRL.
And then I watched TRL. Or maybe I came home and watched Around the Horn and PTI and then went to TRL. Maybe that was the routine for me.
Early high school, it was UPN because they had all the kick-ass animated series, like the Batman animated series.
Yeah. Oh, in like elementary school.
Ren and Stimpy.
And
like,
on Saturday morning, I watched like the X-Men and the Spider-Man stuff.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Beast Wars, Transformers.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Back when TV was goated.
Good stuff, man.
But no. I hope they do like a weekly thing with Eisen.
It'd be so great.
I'm
sure he doesn't want to do nightly, though.
No, because he's got to get up and do a morning radio show. But do a primetime show?
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
I would watch 6 o'clock Sports Center if Rich Eisen was on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
Make that happen.
All right, hang out with us. We got one more hour to go. A lot of sports to get into. We'll talk some quarterbacks in the NFL and some situations all regarding them. I'll let you know who they are. It's Daniel Jones, Dylan Gabriel, and Caleb Williams. But when we come back, baseball to Portland? Maybe, please. 105.1, 1080 The Fan Sports Network.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, Colts head coach Shane Steichen announced this morning Daniel Jones will be the starter at quarterback over Anthony Richardson, not just for week 1, but for the entire season. Buccaneers wide receiver Jalen McMillan has been placed on injured reserve with what head coach Todd Bowles called a, quote, severely strained neck. This from an ugly fall in Saturday's game against the Steelers. He could be out past their Week 9 bye. Mariners have lost 3 straight, 5 of their last 6. Game 2 at the Phillies this afternoon. 3:45 first pitch on Root Sports. Bryce Miller on the bump. He's making his first start since June 6th. Christopher Sanchez throwing for Philadelphia. The Mariners still a game and a half back of the Astros in the American League West and tied with the Yankees and Red Sox for the 3 wildcard spots. After leading the Pacers to the finals for the first time since 2000, the team and head coach Rick Carlisle have agreed to a multi-year contract extension. At 65, Carlisle is the oldest active coach in the NBA. And John Wall announced his retirement today after 11 seasons in the association with the Wizards, Rockets, and Clippers. The former number 1 overall pick last played in the 2022-23 season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rest from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekdays 10 to 1. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us. 1 more hour to go, then we'll send you on your way to Ducks Insider from 1 to 2. The Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson from 2 to 3, and then it's prime time. 3 to 7, boys will take you all the way home, finishing up 13 hours of continuous local programming right here on the Fan Sports Network. A look ahead to the show tomorrow. Heavy college football for tomorrow. A lot to get through. Some national titles being claimed that I'm sure one of them is going to really piss off my co-host. So we'll chat about that tomorrow. Some predictions. CBS put out an interesting article for the B1G about teams they think that are overrated and teams they think are underrated.
And the master of the numbers himself, Mr. Bartu.
And Dave Bartu will join us at noon to talk a little college football as well. We got great stuff going on. We'll have Ryan Clark join us on Thursday in the 10 o'clock hour to preview Oregon State. We'll have Alex Brink on Friday at noon to preview Washington State. So we're going to be a little college heavy this week as we're getting ready for week 0. Getting ready for kickoff. We have games Friday, right?
I'm a little. Yeah.
First game's on Friday.
Look, man, it's weird. I've mentioned this before. Like I was a football fan first, through and through, and because the Raiders fell off so hard, I kind of fell out of love of football, especially being overseas. And I really fell in love with basketball. But over the last 3, 4 years, 5 years, I've come back to football so much more. Like I found myself this weekend watching a lot of preseason football, and I was like, oh God, I miss this game so much.
You know what's crazy for me? I'm a pretty casual football watcher. I mean, I'm a casual football watcher from a diehard sports perspective. Okay, so I watch sports all the time. It's kind of my go-to thing.
You watch all the primetime games,
but I watch all the prime. For example, I would for sure watch Texas, Ohio State. I don't know if I'd watch Michigan, Oklahoma, but I'll tell you what, being in the building the last month and a half around all you guys, osmosis is a real thing.
Yeah.
Y'all are starting to get me kind of hyped.
That's how golf is also going to work.
I heard on Dirt and Sprague this morning, they were talking about somebody was saying they were more interested in the Iowa State Baylor game. And I was like, well, the guy's got a point. And I was like, Patrick Harris would have never said that.
Yeah.
So I am excited as well. If you're missing the first 2 hours, you can always find them on the podcasts at 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, where you can rewind and start wherever you want in the show. You can check that out. Plus, Rusty gets the podcasts up fairly quickly after we're done with each hour. So make sure to stick around for that. We talked in the 10 o'clock hour about some comments Rob Manfred had at the MLB game that was played in Williamsport at the Little League World Series. And he had some fun things to say. You know, he talked about Padres and Dodgers potentially being on the same level as Red Sox and Yankees. He talked realignment and expansion and how realignment in general might make a better thing for the players, the TV product, etc., which then kind of led to the New York Post creating their own The Future of Baseball map, which, I mean, a bunch of us were talking about outside before the show.
We were all, that was a bullpen session for sure.
Yeah, where it kind of splits them into 4 divisions, an Eastern and a Western conference, and it redistributed them all as locality, okay? So, for example, on the West Coast, down south in the Western Conference, you had the San Francisco Giants, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the San Diego Padres, and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
You almost said Anaheim.
I know, I did. Your Western Conference, like Central or South Division, Middle Division, whatever you want to call it, the Rockies, the Royals, Texas, and the Astros. So you see where I'm going with this.
Regionality. Oh, my God. It makes sense.
The interesting ones were the South for the Eastern Conference had Miami, Tampa, Atlanta, and Nashville. The Post kind of just assumed Nashville would be a spot.
Of all the expansion, doesn't Nashville feel like the most likely?
It does. It does to me.
Everybody keeps pushing Charlotte, Carolina, and I'm just like,
I don't know if they're ready.
Nashville seems like it's. For those that don't know, Nashville's one of the fastest growing cities in the country. Of other major cities, it is booming.
I would tell you what, though, I would hate to play baseball in Nashville in the summer.
It's humid.
It's very humid,
but it's beautiful.
And then the West Coast, not in the southern, but kind of like Pacific Northwest down through the central, looks kind of like a banana. Has the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Las Vegas A's, the Seattle Mariners, and a Portland team. So now you have the New York Post, who are very up and in on baseball. Like, I just love seeing what the back page cover is to see how they're going to talk trash about the Mets or the Yankees.
Yes, which they're going to have some juice from today.
Like when they called Devin Williams Robin Williams when he was blowing saves, I was like, whoever made that, we're buying beers for you.
Headline masters.
Yeah. Shots on me at the bar. Let's go. So I trust them in their kind of baseball theocracy. They have Portland as an expansion team. And Rob Manfred said that he wants to get 2 more teams done before he retires in 2029.
And it's not 2 East teams. You're not going to get Charlotte and Nashville because you can't stick more teams in the East. The whole point
or the Expos, although I would love the Expos to come back.
But the whole idea is like the regionality is in putting at least 1 more team in the West because of how much land is in between. And Seattle is dealing with the same thing that Portland is dealing with on the NBA side of things, where they don't have a regional rival anywhere close.
Right.
And you could look,
Seattle's closest rival. I mean, yeah, I always ask this question: is it easier to get to Colorado or San Francisco? Probably San Francisco.
Yes,
but that's 3 states away.
So it's like if you want to say Salt Lake is better prepared for baseball, fine. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you because it looks like they are. Now, could Portland jump into that race and be neck and neck with them? Sure, but we got to find the money and who the owner is going to be because we know that situation and what it's going to be in Utah. They've got out in front of that.
Yep. The church got Dallas.
But Portland makes sense from a regionality standpoint because then you would have Las Vegas and Arizona right next to each other, and then you would have Portland and Seattle right next to each other.
And that would be the division. That would be cool. I mean, in theory, for this New York Post article,
but I mean, like
thought process.
Just looking at that, it takes Seattle's geographic isolation down significantly.
Am I just... If you ever listen to Hot Corner with me and Joe Fisher, we used to do it on Tuesday nights, and we were always talking baseball. And people would ask me on the streets and such, like, my friends who know I love baseball and know I do radio, they're like, dude, right? Team in Portland, right? And I was always kind of like, honestly, the more and more I think about it, the more and more time goes on, I am getting more negative thoughts of just it not happening. And I don't know if that's me being doom and gloom, or I like to think that's me being realistic. But God, every single time one of these things pop up, I'm like, hook, line, sinker again. I'm like a child, It's like you can pull. I'm Charlie Brown with the football. Like I'm no longer gonna go kick the football. That's where I am when it comes to Portland getting a baseball team.
I mean,
but after I saw this map, I'm kind of like, All right, line the football up. I'll take a crack at this.
Well, here's the thing: like, if you, like, we talk to people that work with PDX Diamond Project, and you can take what they say at face value and those discussions and what you believe and don't believe. I am not doom and gloom about it, but I'm also not like baseball's like it's happening. But
oh yeah, I'm not there.
no, but do I think that there's a real chance? Yes. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Especially if Dundon gets involved and they come together to have a sports metroplex.
Yeah, dude. If Dundon has quick early success in Portland, whether it be on the court or developing the area and seeing what he's going to do with Moda or without Moda.
He's not buying that franchise without having discussions already.
Right. I would like Merritt Paulson to get out of owning the Timbers and bring an adult into the room. That would be great. And then I think if you have Dundon and a new owner of the Timbers, I think that creates a stronger infrastructure. Because I think that's the biggest fear when you're talking about Charlotte, and you're talking about Nashville, you're talking about Salt Lake, and you're talking about Portland. Hell, I'll even throw Montreal in there.
Mm-hmm.
Are these markets big enough to sustain another team from a big league? You know how some cities, some of the smaller cities, they can only have one or two. Like, I can't imagine Minneapolis is thriving having 3.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is that market bigger than ours?
I believe so, but it's also like with Portland.
It just feels like thin. It feels a little thin.
Look, Timbers fans, I love you guys.
I mean, they got 4. They got all 4
But-
and an MLS team.
But
no, I'm probably wrong on
Timbers fans are different from or soccer fans are different from every other sports fan.
True.
Like
so we can take them out.
that-
But I just mean the infrastructure would be there, though.
Yeah,
of sports
but it's
and where to go.
2 different seasons.
MLS and baseball.
Oh
are
no,
not.
I'm talking baseball and basketball. I mean, they're 2 separate things. There's not a
Fair.
ton of baseball soccer fans. You're weird. Again, I like them both, but like as far as like the people that are going to go there every day,
Yeah.
I watch Timbers matches. I literally worked a block from the stadium at NBC.
Mm-hmm.
Never been to a Timbers game.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's not because I didn't want to. It's just because
so
it's never.
fun.
Well, it's never just front of mind.
Mm-hmm.
The baseball team is here. You better believe that I get off air. I'm going down to a baseball game.
Oh, dude, if there was a 1:15 first pitch,
But
like
you
a
don't-
random day
You,
game.
you don't think that there's going to be any of those? There's going to be a ton of those. But also, this is an outdoor city. Like, people want to be outside.
That is true. That
Like,
is true.
And in the summer games here would be unreal. There wouldn't be many places in the country you'd rather play summer baseball than here.
That's true, man. I think the weather's very kind to you. We're seeing it. It's not raining as much. Yeah, dude. I like that. I like the way you put that. Portland is an outside town. It really is.
There's just no. Again, we're not building 70,000 seat stadiums anymore.
No,
It's
no.
30 at most. 34.
Oh, dude, I'd love a 25,000 seat stadium.
And I guarantee that place would pack out.
Yeah,
Guarantee that
I
place would pack
guarantee it
out.
too.
And it's the opposite season of the Blazers.
Mm-hmm.
This team could hold 2 Big 4 sports teams. 2. Now, if an NFL team moved here, would it succeed? Yes. Why? Because it's the NFL.
Yeah, the NFL. You could put the NFL on Mars and people would travel.
Do I think an NHL team would work here?
I think so. I think it would take some work.
But baseball, unabashedly.
Unabashedly.
It would work here.
Yep.
I would love to see it from a selfish standpoint. For us at the station, it would be great for us.
Oh, without a doubt.
But I mean,
I might quit this job and go there, baby.
I mean, just the idea.
I
of,
love this job.
but the idea of having that,
Yeah.
I mean, and then again, the regionality and if Seattle gets their NBA team back, then you have the NBA, MLB rivalries. Like there's just something there.
All right, we come back. The expectations, are they too lofty for this kid? Are they? I think this kid's all right. But we'll see. The expectations are high. NFL quarterback chat to finish up the show right here. That's Danny Meringue. I'm Patrick Harris. This is 105.1 The Fan. Super Bowl would be Prince playing the halftime show in the rain. So I think there's a lot of pressure on Ben Johnson, the hot shot coordinator. Is he a McVay guy, or is he more like a McDaniel kind of guy?
Mm-hmm.
You know, does it translate to a head coach, or does he miss the point somewhere? He said out loud that he expects Caleb Williams to have a 70% completion rate. That's the expectation. It makes me think it's a little tall of a task for such a young player.
I mean, 70% is a big number. There's no doubt about that. But I think the expectation is high because you want the bar to be high, because the bar for a Chicago Bears quarterback, anybody could step over, and yet nobody has. And as rough of a season as Caleb Williams had last year, getting sacked, that was it 66 times, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You look at his production, he still had one of the best years a Bears quarterback's ever had.
And he shows flashes. I mean, he shows why he's the number one pick.
And so far in preseason, I saw Dan Orlovsky said yesterday, you saw everything and anything that you wanted to see from Caleb Williams yesterday. This he said this yesterday about Sunday. And I watched, when he was out there, and his touchdown pass was exactly what you want to see. Him making reads, stepping up in the pocket, throwing a dart, and leading a guy upfield that goes to a touchdown. It was like, yeah, that's what you want to see, because, they've added the weapons around him. They've improved the offensive line, although the offensive line is yet really to mesh together. But I think you're looking at that and going, even with a new head coach, the fact that you have a head coach and a coordinator that are now going to work with your quarterback and watch film.
Novel concept.
Was it Jackson Smith and Jigba who was like, good luck with that, when he was talking about the offensive coordinator that, and Waldron, who was just a disaster. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's not hard to see, like, he doesn't have to be peak Patrick Mahomes for them to be good.
No. I mean, even Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to be peak Patrick Mahomes to be good.
No.
We're seeing there are multiple ways to win in the NFL when it comes to quarterback play. I mean, look at Jalen Hurts. Like, can you be a little bit better than Jalen Hurts?
I mean, it's a really good quarterback, but
I mean, he's a really good quarterback, but I don't know if he's like top 5. And I don't mean to turn this into like a ranking quarterback situation. But if you can be a little bit better than Jalen Hurts, put the right team around you, you can be pretty good.
If you can be a little bit better than Jalen Hurts, you got a really good team.
Yeah.
But I saw Caleb play twice live. This is one of the most electric
SC times.
Yes, and one of the most electric players I've ever seen in person. Even in the game that they lost to Oregon, he did stuff in that game, and it was funny, like, listening to the Oregon fans around me, like, holy crap! Like, you could just see it. You could just see the stuff that he can do, and it's just like, can they harness it? Can they get it under control? Can they make it? This isn't Anthony Richardson.
No.
Ugh.
And we'll get to that in about a half hour.
He was the number one pick for a reason.
Yeah. And I think that's probably where a lot of that pressure and scrutiny comes from, like
deservedly.
It gets talked about like he was terrible in practice today and he was great in practice today. And, I think there's conflicting thoughts about his preseason game performances. Like, I think some people are like you said, Ben Johnson said he did everything I asked him to do, but he's still not hitting that 70% marker. Is Caleb? I mean, Caleb's got to be in the top 3 of most watched, scrutinized quarterbacks this year, right?
Yes.
Him, Trevor Lawrence, Tua, outside of rookies.
Yeah.
Because even if the Bengals have a bad season, we know what Joe is.
If you want to put Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix in that too, the second year, the sophomore slump.
Yeah.
The thing I think about the Commanders is, yes, they made the NFC title game and all that, but they also had one of the easier schedules in the league last year. Like, what does that look like now that they're going to have a schedule that's a lot tougher? And do they get Scary Terry locked up? Do they stay healthy? The same thing with Bo Nix and the Broncos. Yes, their defense is great, but what is their offense going to be?
But let me ask you this question. Let's say Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams all have rough seasons. Who's going to take it harder?
Caleb, because Bo overachieved.
Jaden quickly achieved.
And then overachieved.
Yeah.
And again, I think the bars...
But I mean, Jaden's a number 2 overall
that's the thing.
pick.
I think the bars were different. Again, Bo, it was not like Bo was like a 5th-round pick.
I don't even think we expected Bo to start last year.
I think we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it was supposed to be more game managery, where I think he outperformed that. And then for Caleb, it was the early Bears mess and then him getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the thing, is he took so many sacks because he wouldn't get rid of the ball. And, you know, like, well, he has all these weapons, like, well, the offensive line, the head coach, the offensive coordinator. It's like, there's all these different things. And I think he kind of fell in the same lens, but different outcome than like Justin Herbert, where Herbert, there was a lot of excuses made because he didn't have weapons, he didn't have health, the coaching didn't make sense, where it was like, well, we like him because he's clean-cut All-American guy, where Caleb's weird.
Yeah, he is kind of a funny dude, yeah.
No, Caleb's weird. We've interviewed him twice in person, and he's a different dude. Like, I hate using this because it's just so millennial, but he's got a weird energy.
Yeah.
He's a different cat.
And I think that's probably why a lot of the scrutiny comes. And that's why I'm curious about, you know, is this the right move for Ben Johnson to attack this? Because I almost feel like Ben Johnson is going to get the benefit of the doubt over Caleb Williams no matter what happens. But I'm curious, kind of like in the McDaniel situation in Miami, like, if you come out and put this pressure on your quarterback and kind of set this bar, and he's said, you know, Caleb's not where I want him to be, but he's also said he's done everything I want. Those are dangerous routes to go as a new coach. And you hope that you're right. Otherwise, it's going to blow up on you. But I think in this situation, he's lucky that I think all the blame will fall on Caleb.
I think that there's a tactical approach there. I don't think he's doing that willy-nilly. Now, the flip side of this is first-time head coaches typically talk more.
You're probably right.
The more recent example locally, Chauncey might as well had a wood chipper on stage with him his first season, especially in the first 3 months. He threw guys into that wood chipper publicly often.
Yeah.
And then he was like, he wanted to, keep it real, keep it a buck, whatever you want to call it. And it's one thing to do that with, particularly with the media, a little more privately.
Yeah.
Publicly, it typically doesn't go as well. There's certainly some coaches that can get away with it, like, in the NBA, Pop got away with it, Phil Jackson got away with it, but there's more equity.
Mm-hmm. Eric Spoelstra gets away with it.
Yeah. I mean, Spo, good Lord, he's
super fiery these days.
Yeah, I mean, he threw Bam and Harrow into it.
Yep.
A month ago? It was like, But in the NFL, I think first-time head coaches, they come out and they want to kind of put their stamp on stuff. And it's not even the NFL. First-time coaches in general, you want to put your foot down and put your thumbprint on things.
Yeah, that's why I really hope this isn't a boom or bust situation where it's either like Ben and Caleb do great things together or do terrible things together. I really hope this year they do mid things together. That would be the progress.
Yeah.
That would be the progress I want
Look,
to see.
if you go win 9 or 10 games in that division, I
think 10 games is a stretch.
I do too. But again, football comes down to
8 or 9 games, I think, is a victory if you're a Bears fan.
But football comes down to one-score games.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
true.
so many coin tosses in any given year.
And if
that
they
you
fall
can't
your
account
way
for.
this year, then you might be in a better spot. Let's look and see at another quarterback who had a preseason debut. The runway is not quite as long. Should the runway be longer if you really want to know what you've got? More football talk, but there's the kahuna over there with sports.
I hear they got some tasty burgers.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Colts head coach Shane Steichen announced this morning Daniel Jones will be the starter at quarterback over 2023 number 4 overall pick Anthony Richardson, not just for week 1, but for the entire regular season. Buccaneers wide receiver Jalen McMillan reportedly being placed on injured reserve with what head coach Todd Bowles called a, quote, severely strained neck. This from an ugly fall in Saturday's game against the Steelers. He could be out past their Week 9 bye. Over in Major League Baseball, the Mariners have lost 3 straight and 5 of their last 6. Game 2 of 3 at the Phillies this afternoon. 3:45 first pitch on Root Sports. Bryce Miller on the bump, making his first start since June 6th. Christopher Sanchez throwing for Philadelphia. Mariners remain a game and a half back of the Astros in the AL West and are tied with the Yankees and Red Sox for the 3 wild card spots. After leading the Pacers to the finals for the first time since 2000, the team and head coach Rick Carlisle have agreed to a multi-year contract extension. And John Wall announced his retirement today after 11 seasons in the NBA with the Wizards, Rockets, and Clippers. The former number 1 overall pick last played in the 2022-23 season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you on-demand videos. Watch Window Nation's Window into the Fan. The home run stroker.
Danny poking in my ear over here that Aaron Judge might have a torn UCL.
Yeah, all the Yankees media folks are all
Hovering around this.
Yeah, The comments Boone made are very similar to comments that he made a couple years ago.
The vultures are swarming.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like Judge has a torn UCL.
Look, real quick, and then we'll get into some Dylan Gabriel chatter. Look, I don't think the Yankees are going anywhere. Shut him down.
Shut him down.
Get
Have the surgery now.
Yep.
Have him ready for next year.
You know, Max Fried's got a blister, or he had a blister right before the All-Star break. He hasn't pitched very well. There's a lot of bad contracts on that team. Just get one more year closer to getting rid of Giancarlo Stanton. And that's what I would do. And honestly, it would save Boone's job.
Yeah, we had
Because look, if Judge is healthy and they flame out like I know they're going to, Boone's fired. This would save his job. It really would. They'd let him run it back one more time.
And it's better for Judge to shut it down now so he's ready for next year.
And hopefully they have Kyle Tucker in right field and Framber Valdez in their rotation, and Garrett Cole comes back from Tommy John. Then that team next year could be pretty damn good.
Looks a lot different.
Yeah, it looks a lot different. Ugh. Coming up on the hot corner tonight. I'm joking. I'm too tired to do that. I'm probably just too lazy. Cuts into my drinking time.
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah, it cuts into my drinking time these days. Because I get to bed early, man. Gotta get to bed early. Because I'm trying to make sure that this little show here is great. This little show here is great. Speaking of, we're going to stick here in NFL quarterbacks and some preseason action. Now we'll have closing arguments here in about 10 minutes or so to wrap up the day. Dylan Gabriel in preseason to kind of check in on our former Oregon Duck lefty, Dylan Gabriel, one of 3 quarterbacks that I can think of in the NFL that are lefties. Overall reaction to his play. I thought, leading that opening drive looked pretty nice. Yeah. He did throw a pick 6. But I thought for the most part, extremely accurate.
Yeah, no, again, the pick 6 was very similar to the Tyler Shuck pick 6, where it was a hell of a play by a defender.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, are we going to treat this pick 6 like a Tyler Shuck pick 6? Yeah, kind of just happened.
And watching all the NFL analysts, all the former quarterbacks, they're like, the Browns probably also kind of screwed this up too. They were talking about the receiver rounded his route and didn't work his way back to the ball, and whatever. Other than Dylan Gabriel was what I expected Dylan Gabriel to be, which was accurate, efficient, not really driving the ball down the field a ton, but just making the right decisions.
Being a smart football player.
And if you've got that, you can be successful. And that was the thing with Shedeur, is can he be smart with the ball? Can he not hold on to the ball? And it's funny, you've got a 40-year-old quarterback at Joe Flacco who's starting. He's not lasting past week 5.
Yeah, that's the big thing for me. It's kind of,
I'm setting it over under 4.5 games.
Yeah, the nice thing for Caleb Williams that we were just talking about is that he's got a runway. Like, Dylan's not going to have much of a runway. Neither is Shedeur. So they're kind of trying to figure out which one of these guys are going to hold on to. Makes it really difficult. That's why I tend to lean to go with the guy with the smart football play. Does Shedeur sometimes look flashier than Gabriel? Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's bigger and he's got a bigger arm.
Yeah, I would say so. I think for a third-string quarterback, though, if I got a third-string quarterback in the game, I got issues. I probably need somebody that's going to be smart.
I saw somebody tweet out the image of Willie Beeman and what's his name? The other quarterback. What's his name in any given Sunday?
The Dennis Quaid
Yeah,
character.
God dang it. I can't remember.
Yeah, he's the old guy. What is his name?
But they had it with that's Joe Flacco and either Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders. They're both sitting on the sideline.
Why can't it be Kenny Pickett?
Well, come on. We all know why. Kenny Two Gloves is not the answer. Honestly, if they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks, I'm dropping Pickett. And keep Flacco around because he can be the old grizzled backup vet where Pickett's still trying to
trade
hang
it
on.
for Pickett, though.
Well, then find somebody else to trade him for.
This is such a weird story. It's like a story that won't die, yet I'm still fascinated.
It's the Browns, and you have a quarterback in Shedeur that's, got a cult following. And Shedeur, look, again, I thought it was a little overblown about how good he looked.
I did too. I thought he looked fine.
He looked good.
I thought he looked fine.
But he was also playing the Panthers.
Yeah, I thought he looked fine.
It's that's what I expected. You know what I mean? It's great that he threw the 2 touchdowns. I'm not one of those guys that wants to see Shedeur fail. I don't. I want pretty much every young player I want to succeed, unless you're a giant a-hole.
Yeah, very seldom do I want people to fail, but I want realities to be realities.
Yeah.
I don't want people heart-strung on stupid things
the
because they're
agenda
storylines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that.
Look, I saw Manziel play one NFL game, and I was like, he done.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Like, he ain't got
in
it.
college, did I want him to be successful? Yeah, because it was so
Because he
much
was so fun to
watch.
Yeah. But like Baker, you saw Baker, his rookie season in the NFL, things weren't great in Cleveland, but you were like, I can see it.
Yeah.
This kid can play.
Like, if
I
you-
didn't really like him, but I was like, he can play.
There's no reason to not like Dylan Gabriel.
I agree. And that's why I think he might be the one that makes the team.
Well, I think you find a way to trade Pickett, and then you keep both the young guys and you let them.
I think it's more than that. I think you find a way. I know Flacco's announced as the week 1 starter. I think you find a way to get Gabriel and Shador in there as much as you can in the first 2 weeks of the season.
I don't think in the regular season. I think you do in the preseason. I think you get see who's going to be your no doubt backup, and that backup then has the runway to take over.
Right, but what I'm saying is like if you start week 1 with Joe Flacco, like is practice going to tell you when to pull Joe Flacco to put in one of these kids?
Yeah,
I still want to see him on real NFL games.
That's why I think you give him the fire hose in preseason.
Could you do the preseason route and play Joe Flacco in the first half, and if the game's gotten away from you, put in Gabriel or?
I don't think you.
Shador?
I don't think you do that early in this, like week 1. Again, that's why I put the over under at 4.5.
However, it is the Browns.
Yeah, I know, and they don't make any sense whatsoever. But it's. I don't think that there's a clear cut number 2 right now. I think you can make an argument for both of them, which if you're the Browns is probably a good thing because you're not deciding between a crap sandwich and a crap burger. You're deciding between Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders, and I think they both present positives. Now, do I think that either one of them's a home run and that's their quarterback of the future? No. But if one of them went out there and was successful, and the discussion about where the bar is for successful in the Cleveland Browns and the quarterback situation is pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
But if you told me that come week 8, week 9, that they looked like an average starter in the NFL, particularly considering the rookie qualifications, the Browns aura and whatever that crap show is, and everything around them and their lack of weapons and their lack of success, I think you'd have to look at that at least from the outside and go, that's successful. Like you at least have an idea of what somebody could be going forward.
I know. I think that's why I just keep harping back. Like I want to see a bigger runway for Dylan Gabriel. I want to see him.
Well, the runway is the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Like that's 7 weeks away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, you let him see some live bullets in the preseason. And then once things start, that's the thing is like, as you get some reps in practice and as you get more comfortable with the speed and as you get more comfortable with the playbook and the checks and all the options and everything that comes with Stefanski, you just kind of go down, okay, now it's not, this is to go back to Caleb Williams. There was talk in the beginning of camp that it was a little bit rough for him, because it was an entirely new system and trying to break things in and trying to figure things out. And over the last couple of weeks, all of the Bears reporters have all said the same thing. He has looked night and day different.
That's great.
And it's because you're just getting more comfortable with the play calls, with the system, with your linemen, with your receivers and your weapons. And as that comfort comes, then it starts to look better. And this is why we always see defenses being ahead of offenses to start the season.
Right.
Because there's more stuff that comes with that.
Yeah, it's easier to prevent than to execute. Yeah. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. When we come back, we'll close up shop. Closing arguments is next. 105.1 The Fan.
Paris and Meringue is wrapping up for the day,
You want answers?
which means it's time for the closing arguments
I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth!
on the Fan Sports Network.
You can't handle the truth!
105.1 and 1080, The Fan.
Jane Jones.
Ducks Insider coming up from 1 to 2. The Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson, 2 to 3. Primetime, 3 to 7 to take you all the way home to finish up today's coverage. This is Closing Arguments. We wrap up the show with this every single day. And the news that broke this morning is that Daniel Jones will be the Week 1 starter for the Colts. Not even the Week 1 starter, the starter for the season for the Indianapolis Colts. And I will triple down on this statement that I have made. Next year, with the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, will be the Indianapolis Colts.
I get where you're going, and I'm not. This is not a stark disagreement. The Saints and the Panthers exist.
I understand, man. I understand, but this, I don't know, man.
I don't get it. Like you're
don't know.
gonna suck with Daniel Jones. Why not suck with Anthony Richardson? And at least
I think because they know.
Well, I mean,
people are like, well, why don't you play? Dirk Johnson is about this all the time.
Yeah.
Why don't you just play him, see what you got? They might already know.
but that's the thing is like you know what you have in Daniel Jones though too. He's not good either. But the book's kind of already written on him. Again, if Anthony Richardson was to figure it out, he would be the exception, not the rule. I get it. I am not a huge. I wanted Anthony Richardson to be good because of all the physical tools that he has and the stuff that when he does flash it, you're like, holy crap. It's not like a Trey Lance situation where he never flashed anything.
Right.
There was a couple times where you're like, damn.
Sure.
But they were so few and far between. He still has more interceptions than he does touchdowns in his career.
But I think this kind of goes back to what we were just talking about with Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Look, Daniel Jones sucks. There's no doubt about it. But Daniel Jones has more reps under his belt than Anthony Richardson. And I think in theory, the thought is probably that he's going to make less mistakes than Anthony Richardson.
But if you're talking about you're going to have the number 1 pick anyways, why not write the book on Anthony Richardson? That's where I'm at with it. Like if you're like in listening to or reading what all the reporters are saying, like they're not giving up on Anthony Richardson, like then don't. Then don't live through go through the Bryce Young hell.
Yeah,
be so bad that it just doesn't matter.
The Bryce Young situation was really, really rough.
He's one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in a rookie year. It was so bad.
It's so savage.
I mean,
I don't think you're
by
wrong.
Basically every measure.
But when you say it out loud, it makes me go,
It was hard to watch, which
it was.
With Anthony Richardson, it would probably be hard to watch. But if you're going to suck, why not suck with the guy that you're like, it's an infinitesimally small chance. But on the off chance that he does, now we're drafting number 1 and you go a different way.
Because I think
you're going to suck hard. Yes.
I think one of the reality is with Anthony Richardson is though that they are going to suck with him. But I think his just raw athleticism will help them win 1 or 2 games more than they should, which prevents them from the draft pick they want.
Look,
if they have the number 1 draft pick, does Arch Manning go to the NFL?
Colts? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. But here's the other side of this.
Can I wear number 18 like my unk?
No. The Colts.
How about number 10 like my other unk?
You wear 16 like you do at Texas. The Colts, it's not like they couldn't pull the plug if they needed to.
It is kind of strange that it's like,
you know what I mean? Like if they needed to suck, it's not like, oh my God, we have to bench so many people to suck enough. No, you suck enough.
Yeah, that it's going to take care of itself. Yeah, Shane Steichen was like, I just don't want to deal with that all season long. It's like, I don't know, man. What do we always say on this show? New information breeds new opinions. And
like, do you believe that Daniel Jones is also one of those guys that's the exception to the rule? Like,
hell
is
no.
there like if you're talking about an infinitesimally small chance for Anthony Richardson, what is it for Daniel Jones? Because
worse.
Because for me, when I watched Daniel Jones play with the Giants, I was like, there is no way in hell
There was that one big run he had on primetime. Was that Sunday night or Monday Night Football? I can't remember.
I don't care.
And I remember watching him, and there was the normal angle that you see from the 50-yard line of the camera. Then there was another one from the end zone watching, and as he's running, you can look into his eyes, and he is literally like, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Ah!
I mean,
I know what I'm getting from that guy. But again, maybe that's the route they want to go. They know what they're going to get from Daniel Jones.
Here's the thing that we don't know. And this may be where Steichen and the front office are. Maybe Richardson doesn't have a locker room.
Sorry, I'm watching football behind you.
No. But maybe Richardson doesn't have a locker room. Maybe he doesn't have the trust of the offensive line. Maybe he doesn't have the trust.
That's the truth. If there's no leadership.
Not even the leadership. The trust and the talent or the football IQ/acumen.
And that's where Daniel Jones, starting in New York for a few years, gives him a lot of clout. And there might be somebody, a third stringer that was in New York for a year that's now in Indy for a year and kind of looks at one of his boys and goes, look, I know he's not very good, but he's a solid teammate.
But not just that. It's also like those guys know.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have it,
you don't got it.
You can't fake the funk. And if that's the case, that's the argument for starting Jones.
Back to the McDaniel idea. Like, he might not just have it. He just might not have it.
Yeah,
He can go be the OC for Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, but if you don't have the juice, then you just don't have the juice. Which would suck because, we got all the reports about him being the last guy out of the auditorium, cleaning it up and just being a good dude. But remember, he also had his...
Being a nice guy does not mean juice.
No, but he also had the play where he had to check himself out because he was too tired. Does he
that's probably where he lost everyone.
In that
you're too tired, bro. I'm the second string. I'm the third string left tackle trying to make the team.
Dog,
bro.
hold your gather your breath and hand the ball off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Figure it out.
I'm on special teams, bro, wondering if I'm working at a used car lot next year.
And that's when that world, that could be a question.
Yeah, that would I don't know. I always forget that he was like, bro, I'm tired. There's no way to come back from that. No way to come back. All right, we'll have Day Bar 2 on tomorrow at noon. We'll talk a lot of college football tomorrow, so buckle up for that. And Ducks Insider is next. That's Danny Meringue. For Jeff Rust as well, I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.